You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it.
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Oh, hello. I didn't hear you come in. It's been a while, folks. Welcome back.
Been a while.
To the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
I miss you guys so much.
I
1 week
missed
of not
you,
talking
buddy.
to you guys was like, this sucks. Let's get back to this.
It was weird. It was very awkward, but let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
What's that? Yeah, it feels good to be back. Feels
does.
right.
back in the
It
saddle.
does.
Again.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys did, but this last week for me was just like sitting on the couch doing nothing. I got some kind of sickness. I don't know what it is, but my voice is it's a little not great. It's a little dick fight out, baby. So I apologize ahead of time if you get a voice crack or something like that. I might be going through my second puberty right now. But,
Do it. Benjamin Button style.
What did you guys do over this last week?
Well, the reason we took a
vacation.
break was because of what Kevin did.
Yeah, I went to Universal Studios with the family for a week before my work
Nice. Yes.
kicks in. So, yeah, had a great time.
Good. How about you, Kyle? Any special any Valentine's activities? Anything you
yeah,
can share
me
with
and
the
the
audience?
Yeah. We'll keep it PG, but yeah, we went to dinner and it was good. Got to spend time with the
Good.
missus. She was very grateful that we didn't have a recording on Monday night.
I
so
can
we could
imagine.
have a Valentine's Day. Yeah.
I can
Amen.
imagine.
Well,
All right.
that's all over now. Sorry,
That's- yeah.
Hillary. We're
Sorry,
back.
wife.
Wives
Season
get
4.
one.
Charger Chat.
Take care of the kids.
That's
Yeah,
right.
back in the kitchen.
God.
I don't mean that at all.
all right,
Hillary,
yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry. I did. That was a total joke. I take it back.
All right. Well, plenty has happened since we've last had an actual, current episode to talk about. I guess one of those things was the Super Bowl, which obviously went in the opposite direction that any of us really wanted it to go in.
Pretty much.
So,
Yeah,
it was,
dude, I just feel like the end was so scripted by the NFL. You know,
it
it's
felt
like,
really weird.
It's
Like
penalty,
the whole,
penalty.
They call
when there
no
were
penalties all
up to that
game.
point.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, every little touch is a PI or a
Right.
hold, or
Right.
it's like, come on, guys, we know, we could see right through this. We know what you're doing here.
Right.
You're not going to let it be 2020 with Joe Burrow with the chance to win the game. We know what you're doing, and it sucks.
It was.
And it's just you got to have an offensive line. Joe Burrow had no offensive line, and
Yeah.
you can't win a Super Bowl without no line.
Clearly.
Facts. It's
Yeah.
facts.
It was at the very least, it was a close game.
Yeah.
They went back and forth. It was, nobody ran away with it. Halftime show was awesome.
Halftime was awesome.
That was such a
Upside down
fun
50
halftime.
Cent was rad. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Yeah, that was cool.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
But what does that say? Like we're old guys. Like we are that,
I know.
that demographic that they're aiming at
Mm.
now. It used to be Rolling Stones and the Who, and now it's like guys that we
Eminem,
listened
Dre.
to growing
Right.
up.
It was
pretty
like,
much.
I remember listening to this in high school. Yeah. All
I'm
right.
hoping
yeah.
we Foo Fighters
California
coming.
Yeah.
knows
Like,
how to party.
Like kids are like our kids are looking at us like, God, you guys are old. What is this music?
Back
Yeah,
in
you-
my day, we used to walk 2 miles back and forth listening to California Knows How to Party.
we texted with numbers, you see. We had to type 2-3 times to get a C.
Facts.
Yeah, it's facts. But you know what? It's done. It's over with. We have no control over it. Rams win the Super Bowl.
Hey, you know what's
crazy?
crazy though? Chargers are getting the no fans. We don't have fans. Why don't the Rams get more of that? Because their Super Bowl parade, embarrassing.
The
Bengals had more fans showing up to their plane getting home than the Rams had at their whole Super Bowl parade.
It certainly felt that way.
It's definitely a conversation you need to have, not just about the Chargers, but also about the Rams. It's just the
Any
fact
team
that
in
it's
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Any team
Yeah.
in LA, yeah.
Yep.
It's just you can't pull.
No. Well, after the game, there was obviously a lot of people had stuff to say. You know, you've got obviously coaches, quarterbacks, you know, MVPs. Everybody's got something to say. But one of the guys that had something to say was Eric Weddle, who we all know as a former Charger player. But came out, he brought out some knives. he came armed. He brought a knife to a
Throwing
gunfight.
stars. Yeah.
Yeah. Unprompted, he said, I also want to thank old Tom Telesco for the way that things ended in San Diego and showing me the light and giving me that motivation and that fire. I was always said that Eric Weddle would get the last laugh, and I'm a world champ now.
I was so shocked. Like he's still taking shots, man. Like
he's still hurt by it. Like he has not moved on at all.
And not even a little bit. Dude, you just won the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking about this? It's kind of embarrassing. Like,
I don't know.
You're so hung up on it. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's clearly was like, we all see it as like, when it was happening, I was like, oh yeah, that sucks. Too bad he moved on. But we had just had LT do that. And we were like heartbroken that LT finished and retired as a Jet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, he retired as a Charger, but he played his last season as a Jet.
Yeah.
And it was like, so we were just, I don't know, as Charger fans are kind of used to it. You're used to like your studs kind of getting the cold shoulder, leaving town. And so for us, it wasn't a big deal, but apparently for him, it was a really, really big deal. And
Right.
he's still, however many years, 4, 5, 6 years later, he still has, that's still what he wants to talk about in his Super Bowl post game.
Right.
It's
I
pretty
feel like
crazy.
there's so many other things you could talk about, you know. And
Well,
he went on the Scott Kaplan show and did even more, was talking more shit about the whole situation. And Scott Kaplan in San Diego loves
he's a hater.
to talk.
Yeah.
He's just the ultimate hater.
Yeah.
So I don't know. it sucks. Like, go have your moment. Why you got to bring the Chargers and this into it? Like, I'm glad he gave you motivation, but honestly, dude, chill the fuck out.
Right.
No, I mean, he's that mad still. Like you can't say that he shouldn't be that mad. Like,
No, and I don't think anybody's necessarily saying that. It just was a real awkward time to bring that up at a time that you just won the Super Bowl. Like, to be fair,
he knew what he was doing.
Right.
Like he knew that it would get this
absolutely.
attention.
It was like, hey, I'm on the main stage. Guess what? I'm going to give it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the double bird
I'm so
here,
pissed.
old
Yeah.
Tom Telesco.
But what does it
right.
solve? Other than you just being a whiny
it doesn't
bitch.
solve
It doesn't
anything.
solve
It doesn't solve
anything.
anything.
No,
No.
so what's the point other than
Well, he's
just
not
you
looking
come
to
across
solve
like a
anything.
whiny bitch?
No, and it's not looking to solve anything. It's just
Petty.
It's the
It was
same-
a petty move. It was
It was
what
a
I
petty
felt like.
move,
It
but
was petty.
at the same time, it's like who among us has not taken a shot at Tom Telesco?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like or the Chargers organization. It's just he did it on a very main stage. We've all had our critiques of Tom Telesco on the move, on the span eye. And so it was a weird opportunity for him to do it. And so I loved Eric Weddle when he played for the Chargers. The guy was an absolute stud when he played for us.
Yeah.
And he left on unfortunate terms. He never said necessarily a bad thing about the fans. He didn't say a bad thing about the town of San Diego.
He didn't pull a Melvin Gordon. And
No, he
say,
didn't pull a Melvin
we have
Gordon.
No fans. No one supports us.
And that's why, like, I don't hate Eric Weddle. I don't
Right.
necessarily think that he's a bad person. I think do I support how he handled the situation? No. It's like, would I do that? No, I wouldn't do that. But you know
Petty
what?
party.
I'm sitting here in Idaho and he's got $1 million in a Super Bowl ring. So
Yeah,
me, right?
Honestly, though, I like I don't know, like, I don't like him, like the pettiness, but I do like a real honest, like, this is my feelings.
Sure.
I'm still mad about this.
Yeah.
A lot of guys will just like I can't even watch a lot of pressers nowadays because I'm like, I know what you're going to say. Like when the question is being asked, I know what the answer is going to be. And it's just not even fun to listen to because you're not giving me anything. I don't know how you feel. I don't know what you're excited about for next year. I just know the answer that you're going to give. But like, I appreciate him giving us a little bit of a look into, he really strongly feels that he got a really raw deal leaving San Diego,
Right.
leaving the Chargers.
Right.
He was like the highest paid safety and all that shit. And he just didn't get to go see his daughter dance at halftime and started shit with that. So I don't know. It's a he said, she said. It was so long ago.
There's a lot of behind the scenes business.
That's what's so frustrating for me. It's like, it's so long ago.
Yeah.
Right.
That like, why are we still talking about this? Like, let's just move on.
Well, let's see. We got an awesome mention by Herbs and Burrs on Twitter. Submitted something to Urban Dictionary, and that was pulling an Eric Weddle when you suddenly start talking about your ex during a happy occasion. And the example is Sean saying, "So, how was the wedding?" Tom says it was pretty good until the groom got his ring, but then he started talking about his ex like he was never over the breakup. Sean, wow. Talk about pulling an Eric Weddle.
Yeah, this is exactly how I feel. Like this is it personifies exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
When he said that shit. So
Absolutely.
good on
He got
thanks for
married and he's still thinking about his ex.
Exactly. You talk about your ex at the altar. It's just like, okay.
Two teams removed from the situation.
So
he's on to his
long
third
ago.
wife, and he's still talking about his ex.
2 teams and retirement removed.
Right. Ian Rappaport tweeted out, former Rams safety Eric Weddle has a second career planning after winning a Super Bowl title. He's becoming a high school football coach. Now,
Guys, this is crazy.
what high school football coach? He's not going to coach with Mr. Rivers over in wherever he's coaching. He's staying within California. We knew that much. And when we saw the name of this school, it was
What?
Get out of town. Get out of town. What are the chances that Eric Weddle would be the head coach of the RBHS football team, Rancho Bernardo High School?
Our alma
All
mater.
three of us alumni of this high school. Rancho Bernardo High School tweeted out, it's official. The 2022 football season will be the Coach McCoy's last as the RBHS head coach. Coach McCoy has led the Broncos football program the past 11 seasons and built a reputation of hard work and character. At the end of the 2022 season, he will be handing the reins to Super Bowl champ Eric Weddle, who will take over as head of the program. Eric will be joining the Bronco family this season to learn the blue in, blue out culture. That's new. Coach McCoy plans to remain on staff and support Coach Weddle in the upcoming years. Let's be great.
Can I tell you what I want?
Talk to me.
Like preseason game, I would love to coordinate a Weddle Rivers high school football matchup.
That would be on
And-
ESPN
and
instant.
Phil-
Oh my God.
And Phil smashes our alma mater, just absolutely obliterates the Broncos. I want to see that. I'm still pissed at Weddle for this bullshit, and this is just like, whoa, like he's in my head now permanently. Like he's the RB football coach for whatever. One thing you can say from this is good though is that he's not going to be coming out of retirement again. Like he's going to be. Once you lock into a head coach, you're going to be a head coach.
Right.
I don't know.
You've got priorities.
Phil was open to an NFL return this year.
He was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think
Crazy.
this is good. I think Eric got his
So
ring.
funny.
He had his say, and I'm sure he'll tell anybody that asks him. So what was about that old Tom Telesco? He'll bend your ear off, I'm sure. He'll
You know what we got to do?
tell
We
you
got
all
to
about
get
it.
Kia to like go and like throw some like weird stuff in his office, like leave like a something.
Some
in
charger.
there. We're gonna get creative. Come up with some idea, guys. How can Kia help us in messing with Coach Weddle? That would be fantastic.
There you go. Leave it down in the comments below.
Let's go.
All right. Well, other coaching moves that have happened during this off time for us. Tom Pelissaro tweeted out the Dolphins are hiring Frank Smith as their offensive coordinator, source said. Most recently, the Chargers run game coordinator / offensive line coach. Smith has a strong history of developing tight ends and offensive line, filling a big need in Miami. So
This was a huge bummer when I heard this. Huge bummer.
yeah, no, he was obviously a key element in getting our offensive line what it was. You know,
It was
we
a
were
huge turn from where we were before him and
Right.
where he were last year.
yeah, we were definitely bottom of the barrel, and I think we ended it in a top 10 offensive line, if not top 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have the
And a lot of that
numbers in
is
front of
due
me.
to personnel improvement.
Oh, absolutely.
But obviously he had a part to play in all of that. So
Right.
Oh, I will say Trey Pipkins looks a lot better after
After Frank Smith,
after
yeah,
Frank
absolutely.
Smith
Trey
than
Pipkins
than
alone
before.
is probably got Frank Smith
Speaks
that
wonders.
job.
Yeah,
at the
that's how he's
Dolphins.
like.
Pipkins is probably Poopkins right now. Worried
Yeah, the
about
Dolphins
his,
are like, hey, we want to interview you. For
Yeah.
the interview, he just goes in and shows them the Pipkins tape. This
Yeah.
is what I can do.
That's how he got the job
He's
Yeah,
like,
as offensive coordinator.
yeah.
got two words for
this
you.
Good.
I'm this
Trey
good
Pipkins.
at coaching.
Yeah.
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 Look at what he used to be and look at what he is. Give me 6 months. And this is what happened.
6 months is
So-
all I need.
So good luck to you, Frank Smith. Obviously, we didn't want
Yeah.
to lose you, but hopefully you do well over there in
Thanks
Miami.
for not going to the AFC West.
Yeah, thank God.
Appreciate
That would have
you.
just been another.
Yeah.
Blech.
Enjoy Tua.
So he is so far is the only one that we've noticed that we have lost. But as far as hiring, the Chargers have hired former Akron head coach Tom Arth as a pass game specialist. Per source, Arth nearly took a job with LA last year. He now reunites with Brandon Staley, who previously worked for Arth at John Carroll. Surprise,
Classic.
surprise. Yeah.
Yep, you work at John Carroll, you will be a Chargers coach.
It's
Charger
gonna
coach.
happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tom Arth. Staley and Arth reunite as coaches. Brandon Staley served as John Carroll's defensive coordinator, secondary coach, while Arth was the Blue Streaks head coach from 2013 to 2016. Arth also spent time with Chargers GM Tom Telesco at the Colts. Telesco had a chance to work with Arth and follow him throughout his coaching career. Telesco had this to say about Arth. I had a chance to see Tom Arth on a daily basis when he was a quarterback with the Colts and have followed his coaching career thereafter. Tom has the unique ability to combine his knowledge of football with his understanding of how to build a winning culture. He possesses all the traits that you look for in a leader.
And he's also keeping the average age of our coaching staff real low because he's another young guy coming
Is he?
in. So,
yeah, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
So he is the pass game specialist. So what is that? What do you think that entails? A pass game specialist. It's not a quarterback coach. It's not a wide receiver coach. He's a pass game specialist.
Honestly, I don't know. They just kind of throw around titles.
Do they?
Because I feel like they all meet together. Like the offensive staff will all meet together and talk about this, that, and the other. He probably just has specific things that he's supposed to look at when breaking down film of the opponent.
Okay.
And give insight as to what he thinks. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to your offensive coordinator to make the decisions.
Okay.
So passing game specialist. Yeah, I think it's a glorified title for, hey, we like you. Come on and be a part of the staff.
An assistant of sorts, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think that that's kind of stepping into like a mentor role that Chase Daniels had this last year, and Chase may not be with us next year? So
I don't know.
Bring in somebody else to help with that aspect of it.
No, because we like Frank Smith was our run game coordinator, so we have those kind of specialty position coaches. I just think it's like a good opportunity for a young coach that's not in the NFL right now to build a resume. That's really what those positions are.
So it's like a mentorship program, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I think. I don't know. I've never had one.
Well, there you go.
I don't learn anything from anyone.
Nope. Self-made.
Let's see.
Just kidding.
Going on through Twitter, Field Yates tweeted out the Chargers have officially hired former Saints offensive line coach Brendan Nugent to the same role. Brendan Nugent, 16-year coaching veteran, joined the Saints in 2015. His first year as offensive line coach was in 2021 after working closely with run game coordinator tight ends Dan Rouchard in tutoring the New Orleans front since 2016.
Can we just call him Ted?
Sure.
Would that be okay? Ted Nugent? That'd be awesome. Like, just rock out.
Do whatever you want, dude.
Whatever you want. Okay, cool. He's Ted Nugent.
He'll
From now
never
on.
hear this. So yeah, you
No,
can,
don't worry
you
about
can
it.
call him Sally for all he cares.
No, that's actually insulting. I'm trying to say he's a rock star. But yeah, this is interesting. He only had 1 year as the offensive line coach. He's just more young staff that haven't had head coaching, like head position group coaching experience. So another interesting hire. I don't necessarily think this is a step forward or a step side of what Frank Smith was. So hopefully whatever was instilled in that group continues with the leadership of the players. And
I'm sure it will. Yeah.
We'll see. Time will tell.
And then the team also hired Chris Gould, brother of 49ers kicker Robbie, as their assistant special teams coach, and Mike Heistand as an offensive assistant. So
What a bizarre last name, Gould.
yeah, sure, Gould.
That's creepy, you know?
What do you mean? Oh,
I don't know,
Gould,
it's like a ghoul.
he's a ghoul.
Yeah. You think
There was
this
a
is trying
character.
to?
There was a character in Seven called Gould, and he had to like hurt himself. So I think maybe
Oh,
you're
creepy.
thinking of that.
Do you think this is setting up Robbie move to LA? Robbie Gould?
Maybe.
I mean, how old is Robbie? How long is it? I mean, I know kickers can go for a pretty good length of
Yeah.
time, but
I don't know.
yeah,
He's pretty old. Yeah. Maybe not.
Maybe not. But
Hey, let's
hypothetical,
just
but no.
I took a shot.
yeah. No, hey, it's as good a thought as any. And then this, was just kind of a little blip, but the Chargers wide receiver coach, Chris Beatty, was also interviewing for the Vikings job, offensive coordinator job, I should say specifically, but he ended up not getting the job. So just a testament to some of the, obviously the caliber of coaches that we've had on this
They're
team.
going after our guys.
They're
trying
going
to
after
poach
them.
Clearly, they hired some good guys that they're getting poached this quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so we've only lost Frank Smith, picked up a few other guys, we've had to pick up multiple guys, I think, to fill some of the spaces that Frank Smith left behind. So, again, just another testament to Frank Smith. But folks, don't forget to go on over to chargerchat.com to check out some of the sweet stuff we've got over there. We've got member sections for you guys to chat it up with each other, other Charger Chatteteers. And we've got some sweet merch, just like this awesome shirt that I'm wearing right now and that awesome hoodie that Kevin has. And I don't know if we've got that one that Kyle has, but he's wearing it anyway. So
Yeah,
that was a limited edition
one of one.
Yeah.
Yes. But go check it out, chargerchat.com with, hoodies, shirts, stickers, all that good stuff over there, and see what everybody else is doing. All the cool kids are hanging out at chargerchat.com. I think you should too.
Yeah.
But now it's time to go on to the next segment. It is Bolt Insight. Haven't had one of these in a while. Let's see who we've got.
As soon as that clock starts, your ass is mine.
When I met Justin Herbert, man, that dude is big as hell.
The goal is to just keep it rolling.
Come in hype because we have a lot of things to be excited about.
All right, guys, we are back with another Bolt Insight, and we are super lucky to have Kristen from Yetiorknot. What's going on, Kristen?
Hi, how are you? It's good to be here again.
It's so good to have you. I was just looking at it. I was like, we talked to her in October, and it's been a long time since October. And I have to ask you, and if you don't know, Kristen does the Yetiorknot Charger dolls, the handmade Charger dolls that are like the coolest thing in the world. They're behind you. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're all lined up right here.
So we have 5 of them now, right? There's 4 of them.
4 of them. Yeah, 4. Well, I guess 5 because I have the white hot Herbie as well. But
white hot
but
Herbie.
yes, right.
So I gotta ask you because the 4 of them, we started to see videos from Chargers.com of like the actual players receiving their dolls.
Right.
What was that like?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I remember the first one that was released was Derwin's. And I just remember, I think I was actually shooting one of the little video skits that we do, like when my daughter and I do them out in the front yard and we have little players throwing the balls and stuff. And my phone just starts blowing up and it was like, people were tagging me and I was like, oh my God, I think the video's out. And I mean, we were all just like screaming and like jumping around and it was so exciting just seeing their reactions to it. It was so cool to see them being, genuinely happy with like, oh my God, this is so cool. And like, they were like, everyone was so appreciative. It was so nice. And then there was the video of like his son as well. And oh my gosh. And then I think it was the Keenan video after that. And it was cool to hear him. I think he even said like in the video, like, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, so maybe that's like spreading around and I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but it's so cool to be able to see that.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then it was like seeing Derwin, like he got little Derwin is laying next to little Derwin, like his son. I was like, oh my God, melt me. That's so cute. That's ridiculous.
It's the cutest thing. I framed the picture. Here it is. Right here.
Yes. Oh my God, that's so awesome. I love it so much.
It's just so adorable. It's so fun. It makes me smile every time I see it. So, and it reminds me of like why I love doing this and the joy.
That's amazing. And then what was the one we just saw? It was a very special one. So apparently Grandma Herbert got her very own Justin. How did that happen?
Oh my gosh. I could not believe it. So Justin's aunt, she reached out to me through my Etsy shop and asked if I could make them some dolls. And I was like, of course I can make you some dolls. I'm like, is she for real? I even looked up her name too, just to make sure. And I'm like, oh, she's totally legit. Like
background check, got to do it right.
Right, exactly. So I made one for her and one for his grandmother also, and I sent them off, and they just got them a few days ago. And she told me when they arrived, and then she told me she was going to take a picture as well. So she sent it to me. It was yesterday, I think, that I posted it, and she sent it to me that morning. And it's just incredible to see them both holding it. And if you look in the background, you can see a family picture hanging behind them, and Justin's in the picture.
Yeah.
And she even wrote me a note and was like, we were laughing because you can see Justin behind us in the picture.
It's just so cool. This little thing you started has now just exploded into this Like it's almost like trading cards. It's almost like the rookie card.
Right.
It's like
Right.
I gotta get one. I gotta have it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I had no idea this was going to happen at all. That it just kind of keeps growing and keeps kind of changing and evolving. And it's been so much fun. It's so much fun. Like for my whole family too. We love it. We love coming up with ideas, and it's just a blast.
Well, and not only just, current players, but like you've started to do some former players as well. And we just saw Goff had his very own former offensive lineman for the Chargers, has his very own doll.
Right. Yeah. His wife had reached out to me, and this was actually a while ago, before things started to kind of get busy. And she asked about making a custom one. And she was like, my husband used to play for the Chargers. His name's Mike Goff. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. Block for LT.
So,
we know him.
Totally. I'm like, yes, I absolutely know who he is. So I'd be happy to make you one. We figured out the uniform that she wanted. And I asked her if she wanted the hair that he had, back then, the long hair. And she was like, that wasn't my favorite look. So let's just do a shorter hair. Like, what
she got to customize her own husband's doll.
Great.
Oh my God.
It was great. I'm like, send me a picture of the hair that you want it to look like. So she sent me a current picture, and we made it from that. So she ordered it for him for Christmas. She has said she had a hard time waiting for Christmas, but she gave it to him on Christmas. And then she sent me that picture on Christmas Day. So that was like a gift for me too, to be able to see that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And I love the stuff you'd mentioned it a little bit earlier. Like you make your own little promo videos. Like you said, like I remember game days waking up and there'd be a new, like, Yetiorknot promo video. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited.
They're so much fun. My daughter and I just kind of like off the cuff just decided to make one day. I mean, and she does all the camera work because it's all through like Instagram, and she's like a pro. She's like, do it. She's like, go cut. Okay, move him here. Okay, go. she handles it all. She's like, okay, I saved it to your phone. I'm like, okay, thanks.
We might have to commission her for some social media content.
Seriously, she's like kind of my like unofficial social media director. Really,
you gotta give her the title, get her the business card, set her up.
Exactly, she would love it. She'd love it.
I love it. So what's the plan for the future with your store and everything you got going on during the off season?
I think we're just kind of going to keep going. I just recently had a sale, so I'm busy, kind of working on all those things, all the dolls. I know that it can take a while in between the sales because it's usually, I try to have one about every month, and I try to plan it so I sell enough dolls to keep me busy during that time, and then I can have another sale. But in between, I'm probably going to put out some other products that I have, like I showed the little squishy footballs and the things that don't take me personally as long to make, and I can take an evening and make some up and then put them in the store so people can kind of go back and check and see if some things are in stock. I usually announce it on social media as well, like some other Charger related stuff, but just to kind of, keep interest up. And I know I'm going to make another current player, but I don't think I'm going to make him until closer to the start of the next season.
Gotcha.
Because I want to be able to get the doll to the players, maybe more like training camp timing or something like that, when things start kind of firing up again. I think that's when I'll release another one. But I also have planned, this is kind of my problem too. It's like I have way too many ideas and not enough like speed in my hands or time to make it, right?
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people have asked about like some of the older players, and I still do have plans to make like LT and Rivers and Seau and Gates. A lot of people are asking about those players. So I do have plans to make the legacy players. That's what I'm going to call them at some point, but I have not made them yet. But you guys will know when I do.
I'd love to get a Dan Fouts right next to Justin Herbert, the Oregon Ducks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Lord.
Oh my gosh.
The Oregon Duck sandwich that has been the Chargers for the last 40 years. So
great. I love it. I love it.
We're excited for you. We love everything you're doing. And I'm sure a lot of people are excited to get their hands on these as soon as they can. So, if somebody wants to, they need to follow you, obviously, so they know when you're going to release one, but where do they need to go to buy it? Like what's the normal process?
For like all the information about it, like following me on social media. So I'm on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, mostly active on Twitter though. There's a lot of, Charger fans there. And then always in like my profile, there's a link to my Etsy shop and right now I run everything through my Etsy shop because it's a very efficient way for me to keep track of everything. So, I mean, just following on social media, that's where you can get the most information. I try to get back to everybody, but I'm starting to get quite a few messages.
A lot of requests.
I try to get back to everybody, but sometimes I lag and sometimes messages get buried in there. So, I'm pretty active, every day, every other day on social media. So I'll usually post something, or you could always message me through any of those platforms too.
Awesome. Well, to get you out on this, thank you so much, because I got a little Herbie for my son and his newborn picture with little Herbie. So thank you.
I know. I was so happy that you got him, and that picture is just the best. Just
I love
adorable.
it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it blown up, and it's gonna be the biggest picture in the whole house. And all my other kids can be in little 8x10s. This thing is gonna fill up my wall. So that's how we're gonna do it.
I love it. Front and center. That's awesome. Right. And congratulations.
Thank you. So, all right. Well, I'm excited to catch up with you in 3 or 4 months, like we did last time, and see where we're at.
Yeah.
And,
we'll see where we're at. We'll pick up and see what's going on then. I plan to keep this going as long as people want them. So
awesome. Oh, well, I think you'll be busy for quite some time. So good luck. Rest your hands. Make sure your hands don't get too sore, and keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much for everything you do for us.
Thank you so much.
Kristen, we are just smiling this whole time.
I know.
Just
it's
like
hard.
The enthusiasm is absolutely infectious, and we're happy for you. Like when we see like the players with these dolls, we're just like, like that. It just makes our day cool. Too.
Yeah. It's like I know her, and now I'm connected to them because I know who she is.
Right.
It's the Kevin Bacon thing.
Absolutely, yes. So yeah, congratulations with all the dolls that you keep making, and I mean, you're clearly no signs of stopping. So
I'm excited for it. I'm still trying to get all of them and collect them.
Still got to catch them all.
Hard. It's so hard, but it's like something my goal is to get all those in my office.
Yeah, there's they're really clearly made with love, and yeah, the videos are amazing. Like, I mean, the camera work and everything is awesome, but also all the props, all the little, like, Eckler with his guitar, Herbie with his brisket, and the little shopping cart for Herbie. Like, come on, like how can you not love that? So
melt me.
Yeah, melt Kevin. So Kristen, thank you for again coming on the show. We appreciate it so much. And now it's time to go on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. What fan are we bringing into focus this week?
International.
Ooh. May or may not be
mystery.
Marcelo from Mexico.
Good one, Kyle. That's exactly who it is. All right, guys, we're back with another Fan Focus, and we are super pumped to have Marcelo from Monterrey, Mexico. What is up, Marcelo?
What's up, man? Glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Super pumped to have you. I love meeting international fans, so this is super awesome for me. So I got to find out, man, Mexico, how'd you become a Charger fan?
Well, I was like maybe 6-7 years old, and I was playing PlayStation Madden with my brother, and he already had his team, and he was like, hey, you want to play with me? And I, sure. And hey, pick a team. And I was like just scrolling through the logos and stuff, and I was like, no, and just saw the lightning bolts. I was like, this is for me, man. And no turning back. After that, I found out that LT was playing. It was, I think, Philip Rivers, the first season in the Chargers. And from that on, I became a huge fan. My grandparents bought me a jersey the very next year. And I've been a huge fan since then.
Well, I want to know more about like you being a fan in Mexico. So are there a lot of Charger fans in your area? Do you have like siblings that are, Charger fans? Like what's your fandom like down there?
No, I have 3 siblings. One doesn't like sports. One is a Packers fan and one is a Rams fan. My dad is, a huge Cowboys fan because, well, there's a lot of Cowboys fans here in Mexico. But I have quite a few friends that are Chargers fans. We actually have a group in WhatsApp that's all Chargers fans from Mexico, and it's like pretty fucking big.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. Everybody posts photos and posts like, hey, one guy posted a photo with Drew Tranquil, and it was like awesome, man.
That's so cool. That's awesome. So like, what was like one of the major things for you in terms of like, once the jerseys and all that, was there a player or was there something special about the Chargers that, because you've been a fan for a while, LT, you've been a fan for a while. So what's like the thing that you've latched onto that was like, okay, this is my team. I love this so much.
First of all, was the aesthetics. Honestly, I'm an artist, so that was like the first in all my sports fandoms is like. First, they have to have good uniforms, and the Chargers have like the best ones. And that's always been like the best treats in NFL. Like, hey, I have the best uniforms in sports, so that's pretty cool. And honestly, maybe Joey Bosa. His whole stick that he's like a gamer and he's like a nerd and he likes anime. That's been like that's pretty cool to have a player like that in your team. And honestly, Staley's mindset like really resonates with me. He's like super pumped and super down to earth, and his whole story, the whole culture around the Chargers is like pretty wholesome. So it's been pretty easy to root for the team over the years. And yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's awesome. And then, speaking of Staley and like this offseason coming up, like he's a player favorite too. Like all the players that he's ever coached are like, I love Staley. Yeah. What do you think it's going to be like this offseason? Do you think he's going to be able to lure anyone to the Chargers?
Well, I saw the Pro Bowl, maybe Staley, but also Derwin James. I saw Derwin like kind of recruiting Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that would be pretty cool. I don't know if that fits in the budget and stuff, but maybe someone like that on defense, like a big playmaker, like an established playmaker. So you don't have to roll the dice in the draft. Maybe we get another Derwin James, but if we can get some big playmaker like AAA, that would be like the best.
I love it. I agree. It's exciting. Yeah. This is a cool year. A lot of money to spend, a lot of options, a lot of stuff. So, it's last year was a little more limited. You're like, okay, we could maybe possibly do this with this. And now it's just like the candy store's open. It's like, what are we going to grab first?
Literally. Yeah. I think it's we can go a couple of ways. I would say like something big like Corey Linsley like last year, something like that. Like, hey, that is for sure. Like that guy was going to come and it's going to change everything. Some guy like that, and the other couple of $1 million bucks you can go around. Kind of filling up the holes. I think we're okay. Overall on offense, maybe another wide receiver. I would like Mike Williams to be back. I think he's asking for less money than Devante Adams. So,
but everyone is.
Yeah. So I wouldn't like to see the whole cap going to another wide receiver if we can sign Mike Williams for a little bit of budget.
I love it. So let's get you out of here on this. Like, what's your biggest Charger memory? Like one thing, one game, one play, like one thing that was like, okay, this is awesome.
Oh shit. This one's gonna sting for my brother. My brother was a Colts fan, and we met in the playoffs. The walkout.
The Sproles game.
The Sproles game, yeah. And I was like trash talking, like, hey, LT's gonna like destroy the Colts, and LT was like injured anyways. And Sproles, like, I remember perfectly. He had the walkout, and I was like jumping and screaming and like shouting, and he just was mad. He just like stormed off, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I hit a nerve. Yeah, I hit a nerve. And through that, we've been like very, very competitive in sports.
I love it.
But it's been pretty wholesome.
That's so awesome. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. We talking before this started, and you went to the game when we played in Mexico City.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that experience. Was that your first like in-person Charger game?
Yeah, in-person NFL game, actually. Like first NFL game, and it was like a treat seeing my team in my country. Like we were also the home team, so the whole Estadio Azteca was like full of powder blue, and the cheerleaders and the whole like charge and everything.
I love it. Yes,
that was pretty cool. And since it was in Mexico, there were like guys with drums and some guys dressed as charros and mariachi, and all like blue and yellow and stuff. It was pretty cool. And there were a lot of Chargers fans. Like in Mexico, in Monterrey, there are quite a bit, not that much, but in Mexico City, there are a lot of Charger fans. And I think many of us like traveled well, since it was like, I mean, it's your city. It's your country. It's your team, home team. It was must go, and it was like the best experience. They gave us like the big how do you say los shit.
Say it in Spanish. We have a lot of Spanish listeners.
Los vasos de que los de litro, like
giant,
the
like,
whole liter,
yeah,
like the giant like liter like for beer.
Yeah,
and I drank a lot, and the whole stack, it was dirty. It smelled like beer, and I put it in a plastic bag, and the whole stack like of my brother, the ones that I drank, my brother and my other brother drank, I put it all up. I put it in my bag, and I came to my home with like 25 of those.
25 liters. I love it.
I'm not kidding, man. Yeah.
So I want to go to
pretty cool.
That sounds like I got to go to a tailgate with you. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my brothers are like pretty fun as well. So it was like the best, like bonding time, sports time, great game. Mike Williams got a great catch that game. It was pretty cool.
That's badass, dude. Well, hopefully you can come up to SoFi and we can meet you at a home game here in LA. And it was such a pleasure having you on. So awesome meeting you, and thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me. It was pretty cool, man. Nice to meet you, dude.
Absolute pleasure is all mine. We'll definitely talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Well, damn, Marcelo, that is what a bunch of awesome little memories there. And
can you imagine, Kyle, if you and I rooted for different teams?
No.
we
would just
be hanging out.
You guys would be estranged.
Yeah, we would be brothers still, but we wouldn't be friends.
Right.
You know,
right.
like,
you'd say hey to each other at Christmas, and that's about it.
Yeah. That's 100%. And if I pulled him for Secret Santa, I would trade with someone.
Same seas.
Yeah.
I'm glad we follow the same team, but
that's awesome.
It's cool to hear that and hear about him bringing back his giant liters.
Oh man,
like plastic cups of beer. I love it. I really want to party with him at a tailgate at SoFi at some point.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep the fan base growing down there, Marcelo. We appreciate it, and thank you for coming on to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't have fans. Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
In Mexico.
That's right. All right. Well, folks, it's time to go on to the next segment. Ask Bolt Fam. Let me see if I can warm up the old tubes. Me. Hey, let's do it.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do.
I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated. Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
All right, gang, that is right. It's time for another Ask Bolt Fam. Sick or not, I'm getting through this son of a bitch. And we start this off with Gas Man, who asked the question.
Bring it, Gas Man.
Bring it. What do you got for me? Who else read Weddle's post-Super Bowl commentary? The dude is still really salty about how the Chargers did him. I remember Weddle being one of my favorite players in my early years of being a Bolt fan. I'm glad he was able to cap off his career with a Super Bowl ring. But now, I'm really curious as to how the relationship between the Chargers and Weddle came to such a sour end. Was the Bolt front office really that shitty? Finding the dude for watching his daughter's halftime show is fucked. Or is there more to the story? Can anyone shed some light on the details?
I just remember there being a lot of drama with him in those last couple years. Like
there was.
There were issues in the locker room. It wasn't just the halftime thing, which was kind of crazy. But
right.
Keep in mind, you're a professional athlete that you go out and perform 16 times a year.
Right.
Video your daughter's recording her dance, and you can watch it later and go be with your teammates who you're supposed to be playing with. I don't really have like I don't feel that bad for that happening. Like the fact that he got fined sucked, but that came from him fighting back and probably giving them shit.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was. But here's what I think, and I don't know this for fact. You asked Gasman. I'm like honored that you think that we have inside information.
We know all the answers.
What I think is that that's the culmination of a couple of years of frustration. Him seeing that as a power move. I think that he was already upset with whatever it was. I don't know if he was trying to get an extension done and the front office was not really having it. And then the front office used this as like, he saw it as a power move. Like, you're going to find me about trying to watch my daughter at the at a halftime, when what we've now come to know is that like adjustments aren't really made at halftime. There's not enough time. There's too much going on. Like, that's not a big deal. Right. Like that's kind of what we've come to find out recently. But like, I think that was a culmination of a lot of other stuff that had like small things that have already been coming. And then Weddle saw that as them trying to enforce their power over him.
Hmm. Yeah. There was him wanting to get an extension was talked about quite a bit, and other people getting extensions prior to him. And from my understanding, his agent wasn't necessarily the best as far as like
there was some drama
public
about
relations and stuff like that.
I think it was a Brandon Flowers who was also, there was like some shots fired at him. Somebody posted that on Reddit.
It just sucks though, because
forgot about that.
Weddle is like a big, like he's super involved. Like clearly he's very invested in the community in San Diego. Even still, he's going to be the head coach at Rancho Bernardo High School. Like, he's not getting paid big money to do that. He cares about the community. He loves the kids. So it's like, he was invested in San Diego, and so it is a bummer that it had to end the way that it did.
Yeah, we don't know the entirety of the story. We don't know who said what, or what words were shared behind the scenes. But like Kyle said, thanks that you think that we have the answer for that. It's unfortunate that it ended the way that it did, because we did when he played for us. Dude was awesome. We loved him.
He's awesome. Yeah, he was all pro
bowler. It's unfortunate.
Still a petty move though.
Yeah,
pretty petty.
Still petty, but
pretty petty Weddle.
Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Unanimous.
Hey,
who asked the question?
Yo, still defending bitch-ass Weddle. Dude is still crying, trying to get another contract before Gates and Rivers, crying about it 3 teams later after winning a Super Bowl. Wowzers. At least OBJ proved that he wasn't the problem with the Browns. Seems like Weddle is still a crying little bitch. Okay, love you, bye.
Honestly, this is one of those situations where you, as a Charger fan, if you don't want to like Weddle anymore, I think you're good. You're good.
Absolutely.
But you can't then go and support Tom Telesco, because there's a lot of Charger fans talking crap about Tom Telesco, which is basically all that Eric Weddle is doing right now. So if you're pro Tom Telesco, you think he's a great GM, you want to keep him, that's fine. You could turn your back on Weddle. Weddle is a human being that, just like all of you, has an opinion, and a lot of Charger fans hate Tom Telesco. That's basically all Eric Weddle did. Is he has a much, much bigger stage to be able to show his opinions.
Right.
But if you like Tom Telesco, you support Tom Telesco, then fine, don't like Weddle. But if you don't like Tom Telesco, neither does Weddle, because he personally has been burned by him.
I don't think you could correlate that exactly. I think you can still be pissed at him and not fully support Tom Telesco. It's the pettiness and the shittiness in the way he did it in this really big moment that he should have been enjoying. Took time to shit on the Chargers and their general manager. I think it's more of a personal thing of him being a petty guy. I don't think there's any full correlation of you having to, like, if you support, Tom Telesco or not.
But isn't that Weddle's issue? Weddle's issue at the end of the day, he doesn't like Tom Telesco.
Sure, he can have that issue. My problem is not with that he has that issue with Tom Telesco. My problem is that he was a petty bitch. That's where I have the problem. There was no need for it. It was absolutely no need for it. And it was embarrassing look for him, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, there you go. Everybody has said their piece, including you, unanimous. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Blonded Surfer, who asked the question. Hey guys, would you rather wipe your ass after taking shits with Raider jerseys for the rest of your lives, or would you rather pee into the mouths of Raider fans? I'm just a messenger here, guys.
We're back, guys. We are back, and we are strong in Ask Boltfam.
This is what our podcast is about. Don't come to us with mock drafts. Don't come to us with who we're going to go after in free agency. This is the kind of crap that we feed on. Yeah.
We don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say feed on in relation to this question.
No, yeah. This is what our podcast thrives on, this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Apparently. Yeah. Whether we like it or not, this is what it is.
My final answer will be pee in the mouths of Raider fans. Final answer.
But here's the question. Hypothetical. Like, what if you have to pee and you can't find a Raider fan? Like, what do you do?
No. That's not part of the scenario. They're always available. It's just that you go into
always readily available.
You have a Raider fan with you. Yeah. Goes on business trips. You just have to go. All right, we're on the plane. All right, we're going into the bathroom. Open up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So gross. Yeah,
because I don't think a jersey could get you fully clean after taking a dump. I would much rather have a fully clean butt than pee in a urinal.
I don't know, man.
I don't have to aim. Just
I mean, sure. If we're talking at home toilet paper, sure. But if I'm in like an airport bathroom and it's that like see-through paper, I'd rather a jersey, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But this is for the rest of your life. Every dump you take forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the jersy. I've got a shy bladder. I don't need some guy with silver and black paint like staring at me like as I'm. I'm like, don't look at me.
I don't want to see that.
I wouldn't be able to enjoy it because I'd be like looking away, going like, stop talking.
Because he doesn't say that they can't talk.
Right.
No, you're gonna have to keep them around in case you have to take a piss. Derek Carr. Oh my god.
That's intense.
That is the dirtiest question I think we've received.
Let us know your answers in the comments.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Peeing in mouths or wiping your butts with jerseys? Which would you do?
Blonded Surfer, thank you for bringing us back.
Absolutely, Blonded Surfer, thank you.
We're back. We're back.
Whew. All right, let's move it on to Danny Lags, who asked the question.
Hey, yo, young bucks, did you see the video of Stafford not helping that photographer after she fell off the stage? Boy, Herbo would never. Also, have you picked a USFL team yet? Dude, why are they all red-colored teams? Also, we need to start praying for this. Kiwi filmmaker apparently shared this. It's a little graphic here. We'll take a look at it.
All right, yeah, let's take this one by one. Stafford not helping the photographer fall off. That was just awkward. Did you guys see that?
I wonder what he was trying to what he thought. Did he think
he was just like, I can't deal with this.
He was just like, nope, not my problem. Like,
but
I just
apparently she like fractured her spine.
Oh yeah,
I saw it on Twitter. She like really hurt herself.
He offered to pay for the whole thing.
Well, yeah, after there was video of him like throwing his hands up and being like, not my problem.
Well, his wife sprinted over to check on him.
I know his wife did what Herbert would have done in that situation. Right. So
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it is weird to think like these celebrity football players, like what goes through their head when stuff like that happens. Like Was he worried that he was going to get accused of doing something? Or
I don't know. I don't know. But it was just weird to see that happen.
Bizarre. Yeah.
As far as USFL teams,
I'm going with the Maulers. That's the coolest name. I don't care what city they're from. I'm not going to be like, there's nowhere close to where I live. Is there a team? I think they're Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Maulers is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
so we got
the Michigan Panthers, the Birmingham Stallions, the New Jersey Generals, Houston Gamblers, the New Orleans Breakers, the Philadelphia Stars. That's pretty cool. Tampa Bay Bandits and the Pittsburgh Maulers.
The Maulers are dope. That's a good name. That's what the Washington football team should have been called. The Washington Maulers. Like that's mean name.
I'm gonna go with I'm a toss up between the New Orleans Breakers and the Philadelphia Stars.
Stars.
That's cool. I like it. I kind of like it. I'm gonna go with the New Orleans Breakers.
Disagree.
You can disagree all you want. You disagree with everything I say.
Not everything, just stupid things.
I like the name of the Maulers. I don't like their logo. They can't get away from the Steeler business. Like
purple and orange.
It should have been like, what's a mauler? Like a guy that's gonna maul you. Like he's gonna tear you apart. Should be just like a crazed maniac.
Pee in your mouth when he's done.
Boy, I don't know. I don't like a lot of this business.
Nah,
I might go with the Bandits.
All right.
I like the Banditos.
Or the Gamblers. It's a weird league. We'll see who wins.
Bandits.
Yeah. Well, we'll see who wins, and then we'll pick a team.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll go bandwagon XFL.
Okay, and then apparently Kiwi filmmaker posted a thing recently on the idea of acquiring some free agent talent, and excuse me, pretty much overhauled the defense with just free agency business. And looking at some of the names on here, like Von Miller, Dante Fowler, Akeem Hicks, Sebastian Joseph Day. Let's see. I'm looking for new names here. Devondre Campbell.
There's a lot of studs. Like
J.C. Jackson, DJ Reed.
He produced a really cool video where he kind of like, hey, well, let's just spend the money and let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great, like, I like this because he took the time to like really break it down and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I would be absolutely in love with this. I think this is awesome. And I want to shout out Kiwi filmmaker because he always puts up really good content. So
yeah.
Good on you, bro.
Yeah. So on the defensive side of the ball, he really took the time, broke it down, picked some players that are going to be free agents. And
yeah, like Von Miller and Dante Fowler.
Von Miller, Akeem Hicks, Joey Bosa, Justin Jones, all on the line. Like,
yeah,
sheesh. Like that would be crazy if that ends up happening. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we're with you, Danny and Kiwi filmmaker. Excuse me. So thank you, Danny Lags, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Gonk Droid 69.
Certified fresh.
And you think so? All right. Well, he asked the question. What do you think about the idea of acquiring an entire defense in free agency? The director made an interesting video on that. If we do that, should we draft an offensive lineman or a wide receiver? So, yeah, I think it's honestly, like, I like the idea of addressing the defense in free agency and offensively more in the draft. Totally. And in that situation, I think, as Kyle has mentioned in the past, that the offensive linemen are some of the more top paid players. I would say draft a lineman. Absolutely. Especially if it's a tackle.
Yeah, and you could draft both. I mean, we have a lot of picks. A second round guy is still a day one starter. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Asante Samuel for us this last year, and he was an incredible starter for us most of the year, unless he was hurt. So I think you could, if you really do overhaul the whole defense in free agency, you could hit both of those needs in the first two picks and be pretty happy.
Yeah.
And I saw a post just kind of go off of this. I saw a post of people talking about, we're in a kind of an interesting position with the quarterback needy teams, possibly trading up to 17 to get what they want. And then that could give us a couple more picks in those earlier rounds. So something to consider there as well. Like we just have a lot of draft capital this year, more so than normal. And everyone gets excited about those first three rounds of picks. But then the guys that are really delivering, like we had a lot of great guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th round delivered this year. So it's going to be interesting to find out. But I would honestly, I fully am with you on this. Like, go get the defense, buy the guys that are proven, do that, and then let's draft some offensive talent to keep on this offensive line, especially.
Big time. So there you go, Gonk Droid 69. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bolted Ashaman, who asked the question. Any thoughts on why we still haven't heard anything on Mike Williams? It's obvious we need him. When I heard TT say that he wasn't thinking about contracts yet, all I thought was, well, why the fuck not? Like, shit needs to get done, and he just fucking around. Fuck the Raiders. K-love you, bye.
We broke Kevin again.
He's just fucking around.
He's just fucking around. What are you fucking doing?
Oh God. Yeah, he's gonna want a lot of. A lot of the times, like I'm sure there's already an offer out. I'm sure there's something out, and then their representatives are just sitting and waiting. They want somebody else to get signed so they can get their value up. Nobody wants to sign first.
No one
in
wants
this
to be the first
situation.
one. Right.
No, that's why we're waiting.
Is that okay for them to do? Can they do extensions before free agency? Is that?
Well, it would have to do it
copacetic?
earlier. It would have to do it earlier, beginning of the year. They have to wait till free
I see what you're
agency
saying.
now.
I see. Okay.
So when we did the the extension on him this last year, that option, that was the end of that. Now he gets to go to free agency, and we gotta do it. So
Okay.
I hope it happens, dude. This is one of the ones I really, really want to happen. And I know people are like coming up with reasons so we can get somebody else in the draft, do all this. Like, dude, he's proven. Remember what happened last year? He was always clutch. He always did big stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you don't want to show your hand, like, I guess, because like they are in negotiations with agents. So it's not like Tom Telesco wants to come out and be like, yeah, we need Mike Williams back.
Oh my God, we need him, please.
Oh, we got more than anything in the world, Ron.
We've offered him this many $1 million.
I just gave him a blank check and said, please be gentle.
Yeah.
Please be gentle. Yeah.
So it's like, that's why. I mean, he's, I don't know. It's hard to believe he's not thinking about it. That's
right.
His job as a general manager, right? If he said that, that's pretty dumb because he's clearly thinking about it. That's his whole job.
Right.
He's projecting out 4 or 5 years from now. He's thought about this contract for the last 2 years. He knew it was coming up.
Right. Right. It's not like, oh shit, I gotta sign this.
I gotta figure this shit out real quick.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I haven't thought about it yet. I don't know.
Good question, actually.
Oh man, I gotta get on this.
And if he
hold my calls, he pulls out a Casio calculator.
It was one of those with the pull down with
the blue ones from high school.
Yeah.
If that's the case, he has been just effing around.
Yeah, writing boobies upside down on the calculator. We've all done that.
Hey, Dean, look.
Hey, Dean.
Look what I've been doing.
Hey, Eric, look. Eric Weddle, look.
Petty.
All
Tom.
right. Yeah, we don't know why Bolted Ashaman, but thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Adam Buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
That's a good name.
It's a great name. You've got a question. It goes something like this.
Is Mike Williams a Charger in 2022? If not, what would you like to see the front office do to replace him? Guyton and Palmer are pieces, but we'll need more than that, I reckon.
I really am just leaning into this Mike Williams getting signed right now. I think you could, if you want to get somebody comparable, technically, you're going to have to go really high in the draft to get somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I'm pulling for Mike or a free agent who must not be that good.
Well, no,
because
if it's a free agent, then you just bring back your guy that you know fits and has chemistry.
Might be another $4 million more. But
yeah, if you're not bringing back Mike, then you're planning to draft one in the first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's just like the only logical thing because he technically is a free agent. So if you're going to sign any free agent wide receiver, who's that much better than Mike Williams, who already has chemistry, knows the playbook, knows what we're doing, and is a great locker room guy you already know.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense on paper.
I think if it's not Mike Williams, we clearly are moving younger at the wide receiver position, trying to save some money.
All right. Well, there you go, Adam Buddy. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Chris M., who asked the question.
I'd prefer to see the Chargers franchise tag Nwosu over Williams. What are your thoughts?
Like, what's the point of tagging Mike Williams if you're just going to, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to pay him that much to tag him and pay him more, than last year, why not sign him to a contract and extend it out and get creative with your accounting and not blow all your money? So
right. And I don't think Nwosu is a top 5 pass rusher in the league, and that's what you have to pay him as. So
right.
I don't think Nwosu is going to get franchise tagged. He had a good end of the year, but in his 4 years with the Chargers, it wasn't spectacular. Like, he didn't get a lot of playing time because he was behind Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just not done enough to be paid as a franchise tag type player.
Right.
I think Mike Williams is the only guy that is due to get paid that kind of money that you would think about. But yeah, like Kevin said, I think that if you're willing to pay that guy, I think he's a long-term guy that's in the plans for how you're going to build a team. So I think it's either long-term contract or nothing for Mike.
Right. Because a franchise tag is just like, it speaks that like you don't trust that they're going to be as good further down the line. Like they're only going to be good for one more year. Yeah.
You're
something
worried
like
about
that.
injury stuff
So,
but I don't know. I don't see that in play with Mike Williams.
Yeah, I would be surprised to. So yeah, we'd be surprised to see for either one. But if it had to be one of those two, it would probably be Williams if you had to do that. But it just doesn't.
Yeah, I can't imagine paying Nwosu that much money.
It doesn't seem like a smart flex to do that on Williams though.
Yeah,
just like sign him. Just shut up. Just
sign him.
Just do it.
Just
pay the man his money.
All right. Well, there you go, Chris M. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Zool420, who asked the question. What is your opinion on the 17th pick? Do you like the idea of trading back with a QB-needy team, potentially trying to hop the Saints?
You and I are on the same page, Zool420. I would not be mad at this at all because you're not moving back very far. You're moving a couple picks back and getting capital. So
it's what's the quarterback at 17 that's going to be like? This is not a super heavy draft class at the QB position.
What was the Chicago? He's in that. We're in that realm of guys that you could reach for.
Justin Fields.
Yeah. There's some guys that could be there. You know what I mean?
This just isn't that prolific of a QB class coming out this year. It's like the kid from West Virginia, which is like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, there's just nothing crazy there that's like franchise altering. I don't see us at 17 halfway through the draft there being a QB that's sitting there like, oh yeah, let's go get him. Now maybe
if there is,
maybe there's a Mac Jones hidden in there. Yeah.
I mean, if anything, to me, and I think Kyle's mentioned this before, that like we've got like 11 picks going into this draft. It's like I'm more interested in moving up. Like I'm more interested in making sure that we obtain the guy that we need. Now, who is that guy? I don't know. Like, I'm not necessarily sure, but if you're a team that's got quite a bit of draft capital like we do, I know Tom Telesco's not been known to really wheel and deal in that fashion, but I would be more interested in like, hey, let's throw him a couple of those, those extra picks that we got this year, and let's move up a couple of spaces to ensure we get the right guy.
Can't we do both? Can we move back just a tiny bit in the first round? Get a second rounder,
forward,
third rounder?
2 steps back.
Yeah, good. Exactly.
We come together.
Opposites attract.
And
just kind of squeeze it in. Bring it together. Pull it together. I don't know.
Sure.
We have a lot of picks. That's what's going to be crazy about doing.
It'll be interesting to
see.
see. Tom Telesco's not known to do much of any of that. I mean, occasionally
I would see him trade back more likely than trade forward.
Well, he moved up 2 years ago to get Kenneth Murray in the first round.
Right.
That's true.
But that was like the one and only time we've ever seen it happen. So
really pay off.
Remember, we're all being like, "Oh shit, what just happened? This is exciting."
It was exciting. It was a fun day.
It was.
So there you go, Zool420. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Sheik,
Certified Fresh,
who asked the question. How do you feel about the Chargers targeting Rashad Penny in free agency to complement Eckler?
I like Rashad Penny because he was a San Diego State guy.
Thought about that. Yeah, that would be. And he had a great end of the year in Seattle. He kind of finished on a high note.
But that's the problem here. Rashad Penny has been hurt.
Therein lies the problem.
I'm just telling you, I've been following him because I love him being a state player, and I was really excited. He was a high draft pick. He just has not been able to stay healthy at all. And we have that in Justin Jackson right now. If you could get him in for not much and get him in the mix, and maybe he can catch fire in our strength and conditioning program, keeps him healthy. He ran a lot in college at San Diego State. Like he was like an all-time rusher there over, some amazing, amazing players. So I could be into it if the price isn't very much and it's like a prove it thing. Because I don't think he's going to get a big deal anywhere just with his.
No, running backs don't get paid, dude. Like second contracts, you're not going to get a lot of money. So it's just, I would be excited because I like Rashad Penny and I like that. I watched him in college and he plays hard. He's a cool contrast in style to Eckler. He's that bigger back, kind of a bruiser. So I could see it fitting. Obviously, all of this is contingent on the right amount of money, but I think it would be cool to see him in a Chargers uniform.
Absolutely.
I think if something like this happened, it would be if you see Justin Jackson get a new deal, any of this is going out the window. Then you're going to draft. If he doesn't get a deal right away, there may be like a switch at that position because the other two guys, Kelly and Roundtree, aren't going anywhere. It's that you're going to flip flop with somebody as the two. So we'll see what they decide. But that's what you're basically doing, an injured guy for an injured guy. Granted, they're different kind of runners, but that's just, it is what it is.
But it sounds like we'd be all for it. So there you go, Sheik. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Cerberus21, who asked the question. Well, hello there, Charger Chat. Kevin, Kyle, I hope y'all enjoyed the break and spent quality time with the family. And Wooldog, I hope you got some much needed alone time with your cats. Since everyone is still talking about that whimsical ending in their Super Bowl, my question will be centered around the Chargers still because I couldn't give a beaver's tail flap about the Rams. What's worse, not making the playoffs again or making it and getting absolutely punched in the Canuck? Have a great week, Bolt fam.
Shots fired. I love shots fired.
Me and my cats had a great day. Yeah. It was fun.
Not making the playoffs is harder to swallow.
I'd rather get in the show, get Herbert some playoff experience than to not. Yeah. If we don't make the playoffs next year, that's
going to be pretty crushing. Yeah.
That's
Tommy
what's
T is sayonara, sweet prince.
I think you're probably looking at that kind of situation for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just there's no way we don't make the play. I don't see a universe where we don't make the playoffs next year.
I don't either.
I just don't. Like it has to happen. I would say that we have to be pushing for the AFC West next year. Like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
we were so close this year.
Yes,
we're only going to be better.
All right.
Got excited.
So yeah, we definitely got to make the playoffs next year, Cerberus. I mean, even if we get punched in the Canuck, we gotta make it.
I'll take the Canuck punch.
Right.
Get in the
right in the Canuckies.
Right in the Canuckies. Cerberus21, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to 33 Cheese Balls, who asked the question. Not sure if this was asked already, but in celebration of the Washington Commies' new name, if we lived in an alternate universe where the word Chargers was considered racist and the public cried for us to change our name, what would you guys change the team name to? And what would the logo look like? K love you, bye.
K is QUE.
He asked for Steven from Nacho Libre, so there you go.
Esqueleto.
All right. So if the Chargers had to change their name, what would you guys want them to change their name to?
It really wouldn't matter for me. So I'd want to laugh
the
every time I heard
Maulers?
it. So no, I'd go with probably the Los Angeles Dick Punch, something like that.
Jesus,
something hard and aggressive.
So
like
unique,
you know what you're getting when you come play the Los Angeles Dick Punch.
Okay,
that's true.
That is true. Can't deny
That's
that.
threatening. That's a threatening.
That
name.
is pretty threatening.
I don't know. I would hope that they stay in theme with like thunder, lightning, maybe like the storm. The LA Storm would be cool.
The Storm's not bad.
Yeah, I think that would be because you could still use the logo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At least stay on
the
theme
Los
somehow.
Angeles Poopies.
Poopies. Volleyball. Their colors are light tan.
What's man? I want it to be an animal, like because we've seen the logo of the Chargers being a horse. I wonder if there's like another horse out there that we could adopt.
Stallions.
I mean, obviously
Mustangs.
can't be Bronco. I don't know.
Meadowbrook Mustangs.
What's the name of that? The Los Angeles War Horse.
I like Warhorse.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
Oh, I like Warhorse.
I do.
Oh,
The LA Warhorses.
Warhorses.
Giddy up.
That's good.
All right. There you go, 33 trees ball.
Yeah. LA
good
Warhorses.
Tommy, give us a call.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Let's get you an XFL team, a farm club, the Warhorses.
Yeah, the Warhorses.
All right. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Jeeves.
Yeah. Silent.
That's the question. Hello, Sydney. What's your... Wait, what? Oh, is Sydney there? No? Oh, sorry. Wrong number. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. What the fuck? No bars? Come on. Fuck you, AT&T. National leader in 5G my ass. Okay, got bars. There we go. Hello, Sydney. It's been a... What? Again? God damn it. Fucking shit. I got the right number. Okay, I got the right number, right? 555-1010. All right, 555-1010. Hello, Sydney. Wait, what? Who is this then? Ashley? Who the fuck? Where's Sydney? Wrong number. Fuck you. Sorry, it's been a long day. Is this 555-1010? It is? Fuck. She changed her number. Fucking bitch. Well, I guess that makes sense. Let's call the CC gang. They always lift my spirits. Charger chat. What's up? Oh, man, that doesn't get old. Hey, since I got you guys on the line, I wanted to ask you about the draft. I know it's early, but are there any guys that you want that aren't getting talked about much? Dark horse picks, if you will. Also, where are your dark horse picks from last year, and how did they do? If you can even remember what they were. All right, I gotta go. Oh, hey, by the way, you got Sydney's new number? No? Of course you don't. Fucking shit. Whatever. Oh, yeah. And the Raiders. K-love you. Bye. Yeah. All right. Well, and also I want to toss on this because Blaze Reacts asked the same thing, but Jeeves just wrote such a sweet script. Blaze Reacts says, draft Devin Tompkins. I think he's the sleeper of the draft as far as the wide receivers go. Who's your sleeper? All right. Well, we've done some research, approximately 5 minutes worth, Jeeves. And so
Shut up.
we've come up with a couple of names. For me, this guy, I don't watch a lot of college football, so I can't necessarily be like, I've spent so much time, I've crunched the numbers, and I've done the measurables and all this other jazz. But this guy, I at least got a chance to watch a little bit of, and that is Khalil Shakir out of Boise State. He's a wide receiver, and he's projected to go somewhere around the second round. So I think in the idea that if we address the defense in free agency and focus on offense, as a potential second round guy and wide receiver, also depends on what we do with Mike Williams. When I watched him play, he was always getting the ball. The guy just found a way to get open. So I'm not sure what his speed and his measurables are and all that jazz. So I know one of the things that we would like to try to find is those yak guys that we've talked about. So he might be that guy. But yeah, there you go. Khalil Shakir, dark horse. There it is.
Yeah, I'll go next. You went with the Boise guy. I'll go with the San Diego State guy.
Please. Yes.
Yeah, Cameron Thomas, a defensive end from San Diego State. He's just a big, strong, kind of overpowering guy. I think he would fit well in that 3-4 defensive end. He's 6'5", 270, so he's kind of that big, oversized D tackle, undersized, he's not like a true pass rusher off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So he killed that. Obviously, San Diego State, they play in the Mountain West. They're not a big Power 5 school, but he had 71 tackles. He had 20 and a half tackles for a loss just this last year in 2021, 10 sacks and a forced fumble. The guy was a force. He was a local kid, went to Carlsbad High School. Kind of a dark horse. I don't know if he's really projected at being a 17th overall pick. But if we move back in the draft a little bit, I think he could fit and fill a big need of ours. So Yeah, I'm gonna throw his name in the hat.
I'll do what is probably going to happen. No, it probably won't because I'm saying it. But you look at Notre Dame, and that's where Tommy always looks. I think there's a running back over there that was projected to have a better season than he had this year, and I think that's because of the, Notre Dame. Really, the running game couldn't really get going there this last year. I'm going to go with Kyron Williams, and I think he was projected to do a lot better than he did, and I think that's kind of what you're looking for in some of these later pick guys that like you have to project what they're going to do. He's a great blocker. He's great out of the backfield catching the ball, and he's aggressive. Like watched mostly, good amount of Notre Dame games this last year, and I think he could be a good addition. We're looking at that number 2, and I think he could be a guy that could step in and challenge the other 2 rookies we have right now for that spot.
All right.
And the guy that I was really high on last year was also Notre Dame, and he didn't do very well this year. Tommy Tremble, tight end. I think he had a touchdown in like 100 yards.
Yeah, a couple
didn't break 200. Yeah.
So let me be very clear.
We don't
do not listen to us very much when it comes to
none of these guys will end up on the team. So.
No.
We're going to spend a lot of time looking at them, and they will end up on the Raiders or some stupid team.
You lean into those, Chargers Unleashed guys. You lean into the director. They're going to give you what you need to know.
Right.
We might pee in your mouth.
Right.
That's what this podcast is all about.
If you're a Raider fan, we'll choose to pee in your mouth.
Yeah. Just call it what it is.
All right. Well, that's it for Ask Boltfam. Any final thoughts, gentlemen? There's no bold predictions to make unless you want to.
I'm just glad to be back. The week off was nice, but this feels right.
It does feel right.
It does feel right.
I haven't laughed this hard in a week, so appreciate it, guys.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
You might think there's not many options when it comes to bathroom tissue, but today's a new day. Try new Raider Ultra Soft Toilet Paper. Made from real biodegradable Raider jerseys, it folds delicately under pressure. There's Charmin Soft, and then there's Raiders Soft. Raiders Ultra Soft. Viva la softness.